In today's video, I will talk about the important topic of mental health and what has helped me push through some tough days. Most importantly, I will share things I have done that you can use right away. This video will cover the realities of mental health, exercise, and breathing techniques, to name a few. We all need different tools to stay healthy mentally. I would like to qualify this by saying I'm not a licensed mental health professional. However, I am an ACE certified personal trainer and have an undergraduate degree in psychology. However, I, like many of you, struggle from day to day with mental health, depression, and feelings of inadequacy. I truly believe that by being open about this topic, we can all help each other collectively. In my experience, no matter who you are, we can all struggle with mental health. They can be hard to talk about. Things can vary hour by hour, day by day, and week by week. Hard things can happen, people can act how they want, and only you have the power to not let any of this affect your day. Stick around to the end for my top tips to stay mentally grounded. I've also provided a PDF attachment with instructions at the end with a full body workout that is one of many aspects of my routine that keeps me on track mentally. Maybe you've recently had a painful breakup, a divorce, lost a loved one, or even lost your job. This can affect feelings, overall mood, and even thoughts of which can lead down a negative rabbit hole of despair. These feelings are normal, and we all have them. In my experience, it's important to meet them head on, talk about them, and don't let the negativity build. I promise you're surrounded by people who feel the same as you. Everyone has hard things. Some just fake it and smile better than others, while everything is falling down around them. What is your go-to when you feel off? Do you lift weights? Do you go for a run? Do you read? Do you play a favorite game? Do you paint? Do you cycle? Play the guitar? Have a new hobby? Leave comments below. Let me know what works for you. Some days it can just be hard to get out of bed. You get ready for another day of work and it feels like things are collapsing all around you. So much feels out of our control when we turn on the news or see other external things that we have no control over. I realize we all have stresses, let alone trying to keep others in our lives happy. It can feel truly suffocating. I think that sometimes simple acts like getting out of the house, smiling at a stranger, reaching out to an old friend can help others and ourselves. Isolation is never the answer long term. I get it. I'm an introvert and people can hurt us, but if we make an effort, we can still build memories that outweigh the cons. To add to this, I've realized in retrospect that when I felt at my worst, I've not taken care of myself. I've gotten too busy with work and school or did not make the time. And trust me, I get it just like you. I've been there, from working 12-hour days to studying all night. It can seem like there's no time to prioritize yourself and your health. However, I can promise you from experience that if you don't prioritize yourself, things will fall apart quickly. Most of us don't think we'll trade health for money, in theory, but when money and life get tight, health can be the first thing to go. One way I got on track was by making the conscious decision to make time to exercise. Well, this sounds simple. I had to make time for an hour that I didn't before. For me, I used running to clear my head and break from the stresses of life. When I started, I was 70 pounds overweight and could barely do a run-walk combo of a quarter of a mile. Then I worked up to half a mile, then a mile, then a couple of miles, all the way up to a point where I was doing 6 to 7 miles a day. This took place over a year time period and not overnight, not as quick as it sounded above. At first, it was literally painful and uncomfortable. Then over time, it became something I could not miss. I can promise, once it's part of your routine, you will feel better. To support this, a 2019 study showed that regular exercise helps with a plethora of mental health issues, such as depression, better self-esteem, higher life satisfaction, and fewer negative thoughts overall. If you found value, please consider giving us a healthy thumbs up and subscribing. It really helps us so much. To add to this with more research, even more recent research from January 2023 goes into detail on the role of physical activity on mental health. This study showed people of wide varieties of ages based in India with all different levels of physical activity, including participants who regularly performed the non-strenuous yoga, in which participants saw improved mental health, less anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, and better sleep, to name a few. To quote the study in more detail, I quote, "The effect of exercise on mental health has been shown to be beneficial. Consistent physical activity may also improve sleep quality significantly. Patients with alcohol dependence syndrome benefit from a combination of medical therapy and regular exercise, since it motivates them to battle addiction by decreasing the craving. There is also adequate evidence to suggest that physical exercise improves depressive and anxiety symptoms." End of quote. If we get up and move, it can help improve numerous mental health chronic conditions, help with cravings, and enable us to recover through better sleep. In my opinion, movement is medicine, and this is a great step in the right direction. By pushing past initial comfort level, this proved symbolic in my own mental health and weight loss journey. It showed me that hard things could be overcome. It wasn't fun every day, but I did notice I was more productive and felt better. What have you done that's helped? Leave comments below. We all become stronger as we share ideas with each other. The next thing I did was to learn how to strength train lifting weights. I used the weights as my time to think. It was the only time of day I wasn't stressed. I started to feel better about how I looked, and initially it might have been just to impress a girl here or there. Then it turned into a safe place where I could focus my energy on moving the weight like obstacles in my life. Can you relate at all? There's always a new exercise, a different rep range, or a different technique to use. Most importantly, it taught me that when I focused, results followed in different aspects of life than just strength training. This applied to schoolwork, work in my job, and overall life purpose in personal relationships. Regardless of the form of exercise you do, studies seem to repetitively show that it helps with mental health, anxiety, and depression. There was a recent meta-analysis from 2018 that looked at 675 patients who performed aerobic or high-intensity workouts. Both had positive impacts as far as lowered anxiety and were seen as viable alternatives for anxiety. This had previously been primarily treated with medication or CBT as an initial line of treatment. In fact, the participants who performed higher intensity workouts seemed to see more benefits in reducing anxiety when measured. Well, this was a small study. It's interesting to see if it could be replicated to see how high intensity plays into things, or if just overall exercise overall is just as beneficial. Moving along, staying healthy mentally all starts in your head. I know it's obvious, but it involves evolving how we think. It's not realistic to be positive all the time or tell yourself something is good when it isn't. You can't simply tell yourself you're happy. Make yourself be quote-unquote happy all the time. The emotion comes and goes. Instead of taking in bad moments, bad interactions, people issues, not pleasing everyone, and maintaining your own happiness level, you have to focus elsewhere. Don't let other opinions take from your own internal happiness. You need to create an environment where you will be okay regardless of what is going on around you. Easier said than done, but necessary with all the crap life throws at us. Something I have found tremendous success with is deep breathing. Take 3 seconds in, 3 seconds out, and repeat this 4 to 5 times as needed throughout the day. This helps to slow down and think things through. I always ask myself if the world will really stop turning if the thing I'm dealing with does not happen. Then I can recenter and move forward with a clearer perspective. You know, we're the only creatures who don't just shake things off when we're upset. Cortisol spikes, and it truly messes with our body. I think about my dog on the 4th of July. The fireworks go off and he starts shaking uncontrollably and running back and forth, just scared to death. There's nothing I can do to calm him down. Same thing when an animal has been chased by a predator. It literally shakes or seizes in fear once done running if it escapes. After the chase, it lets the stress out. It's releasing the cortisol and the adrenaline. It's not good for them or you to hold on. The diaphragm holds on to stress. Breath work will help, done every day. Bring your stomach out as big as you can, lift up your chest, exhale, inhale. Let it in and out, and will do wonders to help you de-stress. All these things done together or separately, a hobby or activity, strength training, running, meditation, yoga, clearing your thoughts, reaching out to others, realizing you're not alone, stopping destructive negative thoughts, and breath work can all help with your mental health. As promised, to help, I've added in a 3-day workout split. This PDF is attached in the description below. This is the 3 full body workouts meant to be done every other day over the course of a week. I would recommend this strength training plan to help you hit all body parts 3 times a week. To my workout loving friends who are working on your mental health, there is one bonus workout as well for a lighter core day. Please consider giving this video a mental health boosting thumbs up and subscribe. My goal is to bring practical fitness advice and tips that have helped me that you can implement right away to improve your life. Check out our other videos for more fitness and health tips.